It's 97.
97.
And we are
It's
live.
actually at the top of StreamYard.
Oh yeah, it
yeah.
is. How about that? Oops.
It's because we had the little powwow yesterday, and I made sure, because I have to go in and change it. When me and London and I go in and do the thing.
Yep. All right. Let's get this started.
Hold on, sharing.
Apparently, we are not starting.
We are not starting. We always gotta share. Gotta get it out there.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring.
You gotta give that Care Bear stare.
I have heard this before.
What, the Care Bear stare?
Oh, everyone's
No.
heard of that, but that's not what he's talking about.
I wasn't-
Anyways, let's get started while we're sharing.
Oh, are we going to start while we're sharing? Am I going to do the clap for Keith? Is that still a thing?
No, actually.
No,
don't
that's
think
not
so.
a thing anymore. No more.
Nope.
No more
Yeah.
random claps to start the podcast.
Yeah, no more things for the timeline. Nope.
Okay.
All right. Welcome, Maniacs, to episode 97 of Salt Tier Podcast, where your argument is.
Craig.
Poop. It's poopy.
It's
what I say.
stoic. It's stoic Skylar is what the argument is.
Chins?
Chins? Oh my God! Did he freeze? What
Bro.
fantastic timing that was! Either that
No
or he's the
way.
greatest troll ever. Maniacs! This is Salt Tier Podcast, Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast, where your argument is
Input lag.
input lag. Yes. Hey, Matt Stoddy in the house.
Hey Matt, could you slap Skylar's screen so it
Yeah,
it
please and thank
unfreezes?
you. That timing is insane.
Even
Anyway.
my internet's just going weird. But
Whoa.
Oh,
He's a robot.
am I now too? Hold on. Is that
This
better?
is all you. It's you.
All right.
Everybody else is cool.
What happened?
Sorry about this. Apparently, I'm having technical difficulties this week.
We're working from
brought
home,
to
you guys.
by Soundcasting Network. It's you two. Thank you, dude. Am I still a robot?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, you're coming in like 280i right now resolution.
I don't know why that's happening.
You look like a real player
It
file
was
right
fine before, wasn't it?
It
Yeah.
was.
now. Yeah. And it fell off a clip. You're getting better though. Slightly.
Go for
Say-
it, Derek.
Hi. Until we our robot turns into a real boy.
You're coming back though.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely. That Corsair symbol is getting clearer and clearer. But thank you for joining us for episode 97. We are brought to you kindly by Voodoo Ranger IPA. Hashtag live
Hi.
dangerously. A
Right over here.
fantastic. Oh, hey, there you go. A fantastic IPA series by the New Belgium Brewery based out of Colorado. And where's their other brewery? I always forget.
I don't recall, and we've said it on the show before.
Yeah,
It doesn't
and
count.
Abe Von Stady, I believe, kept calling it a Pacific Northwest beer, and I was like, it is not. But they've been very great to us. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, New Belgium. Thank you, Voodoo Ranger. Does someone want to pop in real quick and say what flavors we got seasonally?
So we got the Voodoo Ranger Spicy Release Atomic Pumpkin.
Got that right here.
And they also have, in addition for the rotating IPA, a higher plane, which looks like it's a little hoppy dude, and it's super smooth and easy to drink. The higher plane's 8.5%, and the Atomic Pumpkin is a lower number of a 6.4% in the alcohol percentage.
And over here we have an empty box of the American Haze, and that's 5% by volume. But don't let that 5% fool you; it will
I don't
sneak
even
up
think
on you
I don't
very
think you can
quickly.
get those.
I got this at
Did you just buy it?
Yeah, not too long ago. I think I got this at the Safeway by my house.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's at Safeway and QFC.
Yep.
That one's at QFC, and the Atomic Pumpkin's at Winco and Safeway. Since you live in our area.
Yes. So there we go. Got that one. And I actually was a little cheeky today, and I mixed it with like some cranberry juice. It's good.
Whoa!
It's pretty good. Like this mixed with some cranberry juice. It's like very, very fruity. Like I like it.
You've
So
caught
it-
up. You've
so-
caught up to the Germans.
Yes.
They actually
so
call it berry weiss when they
Yeah.
add a little bit of
It's good. It's good. It smooths. Yeah, it's really good. It's dangerous at that point. So anyway, sponsors, thank you very much for hooking us up, the Voodoo Ranger.
And I think we're back from Robot Land, are we not?
Am I good now? Am I no longer?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody,
Yay.
welcome to the land of the living.
Well, this has been your pseudo host, Albite Skyler, roboting it in. Let's go around the horn and let everybody introduce themselves, say what their names are, where you can find them at, and what they've been playing this week. We'll start with Loud and Brown over to my side. That side.
Hey Maniacs, this is Loud and Brown at Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Gross Steph with a PH at Steam and PlayStation. I think that's about it. Are we talking about what we're playing or just saying hi?
Oh, we'll just say hi, then we can go back around and do what we're playing later. Then
That's
easy.
me. Stay tuned to the Instagram for Salt Tier Podcasting. I'm going to start putting up little excerpts and videos throughout the week. A little better because I've been terrible at it, because I have no free time, except I have so much free time. And that's all for me being introduced. Above me, I have the sagest bell that is ever belled.
Hello. It's SHEEPELL. There's no E at the end of that. At Sagebell on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon. You can find me at Instagram and Facebook at Sagebell_model. And apparently TikTok, that I don't use that. But I'm also on there at _model. And that's where you can find me. Over to you.
That'd be I, the Saverings, .. How y'all doing? Find me nowhere. I mostly be on Steam, hooting around. I'm working from home a lot, kind of busy. But you can find me on here every Monday or any day after that. If you look at our backlog on the Saltier Podcast, and you can find me in a fictional simulated galaxy doing horrible things to the fictional aliens that live in it, filthy Xenos. And yeah, we'll wrap that part up.
All right, this is once again, this is your host, All Might Skyler. You can find me on Instagram at Skyler's Back at It, where I've been posting some spicy pictures. It'd be me in suits. Spicy pictures. And other than that, you can find me on Steam at All Might Space Skyler, I think. And where I've been playing some Baldur's Gate and a little other stuff like that. But and then other than that, you can find me here every Monday streaming live at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. I'm sorry, because I'm actually never here.
I can confirm that it's All Might Space Skyler on Steam.
There we go. One word.
Yep.
But anyways, let's take about 10 minutes to go around and talk about what people have been playing this week and go into all that. So for myself personally, I've been playing a fair amount of League of Legends Earth just because I love that Earth. 80% cooldowns and limited mana. Been got my two favorites, Rise and Lilia, wrecking with them. And other than that, been playing some Legends of Runeterra where I hit Plat 4.
Plat 4.
Plat 4, baby.
Oh, baby.
Wait, isn't that getting up there?
Yeah, Plat 4 is it's like halfway.
Wait, what's above Plat 4?
Diamond. Or Plat 3, 2, and 1. And then Diamond.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1, and then
Diamond, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it's like
Master,
Challenger, Master, and then Challenger.
And then
it's pretty in depth, but
and then after that you should be on a team, like a pro team.
Pretty much, except for it's Runeterra, so. But yeah, so I've been playing some Runeterra. I've really been enjoying that. And then other than that, what else have I been playing? I've been playing Baldur's Gate a little bit, but not too much, mostly just because I've been playing some Doom Eternal. As you should know, I love my deals, and Doom Eternal was 50% off for Halloween.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Scooped that shit up. And been playing that quite a bit. And then other than that, just been playing some Borderlands 3, trying to get through the Cowboy DLC right now, actually.
what's it called? Blood. What's it?
Yeah.
Something. I don't remember.
Because I skipped that one originally,
Yes.
and so yeah, I've been playing that one instead, and so it's all right. I do think it's pretty funny when you're playing that game and the person's like narrating it as you're going through.
Yes.
Like
Kind of
that
like
is
Bastion or something like that.
yeah, like it's pretty funny. So like I give that up to him. I don't know if I'm gonna buy the new season pass yet or not. I mean, I probably will. I put enough time into it.
Yes. It is actually on sale for 15 or 20% off on Green Man Gaming right now. It's $26, something like that.
Ooh, I might
So-
actually. That is
So yeah,
that
if you get it, we can go ahead and grind on there because I've been ignoring Borderlands 3. I beat the last one, the one with Krieg, and I got to the end where I could just like start going. I turn around and start farming stuff again because I figured out how to farm a little bit more efficiently. But I was like, I'm just gonna wait for the new content to come out and just farm everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I did. So it's out now, so I don't have an excuse. I'll try to bring myself to play it after this. But I've been having too much fun playing the little whack games I've been playing, so I don't know if I'll get to it.
I am like I don't even know how you've got so many hours into it because I mean I've got 160 into Borderlands and you're at like 300 and something.
356 it looks like. Well, okay, let's figure like 30 of that, 20 of that. I'm like AFK probably.
Yeah.
I probably fell asleep with it on or something.
That's how I ranked up hours in Fable.
Yeah, just stuff like that. So figure a good 20 to 30 hours of that is like I was probably asleep. But yeah, I played a lot where I was farming a lot with friends, and we just farmed and farmed and farmed and farmed and just killed stuff on
Yeah.
repeat. Yeah,
My
so
character is like my character right now is like pretty much at the peak it can be, and I think I'm at Mayhem 2, so I think I can honestly just jump straight to Mayhem 10.
no. Mayhem 10 starts to smash you down. But the second you get like 2 Mayhem 10 items, then you can start to hang and then you start getting more, and then it's
Because I got my entire character just set up around Lucian's Call, that one gun.
okay. Yeah, I think at some point you have to have higher level people and you have to like stand in the corner and hope nobody notices you. None of the enemies notice you because you'll get one shot. And then after a while you start to catch up as you start getting better loot.
Yeah. What? Anyways, those are what I've been playing. If anybody wants to join me on any of those, please feel free to message me.
I will join you on the Borderlands so we could farm.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't mind hopping up to a higher Mayhem level.
Yes. Actually, in this update, they added a Mayhem level 10. I mean, a Mayhem level 11, which is level 10, but without any modifiers. It's just straight Borderlands with none of that goofy. When you kill an enemy, he explodes bananas. Like none of that goofy shit. It's
Yeah,
just straight
that would actually be pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's what 11 is, and you're guaranteed to it's gonna drop like Mayhem 10 plus type weapons. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get Derek in here real quick.
I don't know who this Derek person you speak of
Yeah.
is.
Loud and brown. I'm sorry. It's been a little bit since I've been on here. I've been working a lot.
Maniacs, welcome. Welcome. I've been playing not so much actually. I've been finally finishing up my dang Kingdom Hearts playthrough. I sat that down for a while, but I'm finally finishing it. It's just I can't say it's inspiring, my friends. I can't say it is. It's rough.
It's rough.
It's rough, but there's enough nostalgia for me to like kind of mindlessly do it. But the second anybody pings me on Overwatch or Street Fighter, which is rare, or Warzone, I'm like, oh, let me find a save point. I'm out of here. Like, it doesn't grip me. Like Final Fantasy 15, like I stayed home from various things of going out to play 15. Like that thing had me by the balls. So anyway, I played some Kingdom Hearts. I played very, very, very little of Overwatch, but I rediscovered Video Game Donkey this week, and I
haven't
watched
them in a while.
I watched so many videos, and I found out, about some other like kind of wacky games because he plays indie games too, which is freaking fun. What's the one where he has the hammer and he's climbing up stuff?
Oh, what is that called? Like
Get
over it?
Yeah, Get Over It.
Yeah, getting over it.
Something like that.
I watched. I think he did one. Maybe he did more than one. Watch Getting Over It. He has like 3 Mario Maker videos. And it's cool because they're like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It's real cool to get through. So aside from watching those, and Corey Gaming did a couple videos, I think the only other thing I really digested was the Queen's Gambit, which is not video games,
I heard
but
that
it's
was good,
about
though.
chess. And it's kind of weird how this, like, it has this main character that you're following, and it's kind of like me getting introduced to the fighting game community because, they're not physical specimens, and, it's like kind of the geeks, the 60s to 70s. It was kind of neat. And even their terminology is all different, and, their parents don't know what they're talking about, but, this is the 60s. And that's it for me. But check it out if any of you are interested at all in chess. Hold on. Battle chess. There you go. I clinked it. I connected it.
Nice.
Thank
Okay.
you. Well, Miss Sage Bell, what have you been up to this week?
Well, I completed A Plague's Tale today. Finally, I finally
Nice.
grinded through it.
Plague's
Matt
Tale?
Stott's
Is
A
that as
Plague's
cool as it
Tale.
looks?
Yeah, it's yes. Trying to keep that short. Yeah, it's pretty good to play. Matt Stotts also played it. We were about the same pace in the story, so he saw me stream it for like 2 hours. I've been like thinking about it a lot, so I really wanted to finish it. So I got the final boss finally. And the opening made me scream, but the rest of the game wasn't scary at all. It was just, does the dog die kind of thing. Anyways, I also played Outer Worlds, The Outer Worlds. And I was playing
nice.
that a little bit today as well. But I streamed that on Wednesday, and I'm starting to get into it. 6 hours in one of these kind of open world games, you really don't know where you're at. Got a lot of game left, a lot of story. I'm not very good at like building relationships and persuading people in games, so it's kind of helpful. It tells you what skill you're using on some of the questions so that you don't, use the wrong skill. Of course, I played Phasmophobia. I don't remember any of it at all. I don't remember Thursday gaming at all. I don't remember my stream. Not one bit. And Marika just got herself. She's playing right now. During stream, she's playing Assassin's Creed. Not the newest one. She's playing one where she can be a female character. So Odyssey. She's playing Odyssey.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's my quick ramble through everything. Obviously,
Thank
I played
you.
other things.
Thank you, Miss Sage Bell, for that quick recap of the week. Now, Sabrings, you want to wrap this up real quick for us and let us know what you've been doing this week?
Yeah, for sure. As far as gaming goes, I've been playing a little bit of the Switch, you might say. And I actually have to look to see what it was because my life, as well as my gaming life, is a complete blur right now. So I got let me tell you guys something. Remember that Mario X Rabbids game?
Yeah.
That came out. That game is sneaky, really, really good, actually. And I've been playing it, and my son started playing it, and we discovered there's a versus mode, and that shit gets crazy. So if you could play that online and not have to share a screen, it'd be even more nuts. But that is a sneaky game. If you have a Switch and you see that on sale, I actually picked it up for like $12, and it was like the game and all the DLC and everything. It's very underrated. It's really good. It's kind of a gateway into XCOM if you want somebody to try to get into like a strategy game or something along those lines. Like throw this game at them, and it's like a gateway into that. I also picked up No More Heroes, which I heard was good, but I missed it out on the Wii. And I picked up Hades, which a lot of people were saying is like a game of the year contender.
Everybody's going crazy over Hades.
Yeah, I picked that up on the Switch because I figure why not? That'd be a good one. I mentioned this game earlier. I also picked up Bastion. That's one of those games where like the narrator,
Bastion.
Yeah. So I picked that up on the Switch. That was like $3. So like, why wouldn't I?
Oh, that'd be a good Switch game. Yeah, that's a good play style for Switch.
Yeah, it is. So I picked up those 3 games. And on the PC, I mean, what can I say? You guys can already guess what I've been playing, especially if you're a regular to this podcast. I know all of you here on this panel know what I was saying.
Half-Life 2.
Yes, of course. I've been playing Stellaris and just been trying different goofy play styles. Won't really get into it, but same old while I await the newer consoles and things coming out.
The
So that's-
grind is real for the save rings.
yeah, it is. Just working and doing that. So there we
Well,
go.
all right. Thanks everybody for what we've been doing that this week. If any of those games sound good to you, maniacs, please feel free to hit us up and get gaming with us. Like Matt Stocks, which we play, I've played with, Sage has played with frequently. That we've listed that as a frequent listener to the podcast. So thank you, Matt, and hopefully we can get some other people in there as well. So let's get into some of the topics that we have for today, guys. Let's start it off. I'm going to take this one to Sage Bell with this Mortal Kombat gruesome final.
Oh my god. Okay. So Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out like within the next week or two, or this month, I think. And Mileena, first of all, she's the pink one. She's the one with the like all the teeth. My basic descriptions. And her
Is she
new
the one with the
outfit.
fans? With, like, the
No,
blade
that's the
fans?
blue one.
Okay.
The blue one has the
Okay.
fans. That's Katana, I think is her name.
Okay.
And Melina's new outfit is an ode to the girl's father. So when you see it, you'll recognize it because of the way it's cut. And if you go in and when you click on a link on our page, you go into about like a minute 30 seconds in, it just gets disturbing. Like there's a point where she let's see, is it this one? So okay, so what she's gonna go, she goes down and she like rips the neck open. Like, so first she stabs a whole bunch, goes in, bites the neck, flips her gaff, whatever they're called. They go through both eyes through the back of the skull, and that's like part of it. And then it just continues, and she has like a bunch of swirling, the electro weapons. I just can't remember what they're called at the moment. Oh, it's so gory.
Oh yeah,
I heard they went kind of over the top. They went a little over the top with it.
But the girl's outfit's an easy to wear one, and not as slinky as some of the past outfits in Mortal Kombat. Just a little cheek.
Nice. Okay,
just a little bit of cheek.
Yeah. So yeah, I heard it went a little bit over the top. So
yeah, there's some pretty brutal ones that she's got, man.
So is this a new version of the game? Like, isn't 11 the current one that's out right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So is there like a next gen one coming out? Like
I don't know, because this one came out not that long ago.
Because
okay. She joins the roster as the most playable, or as a new playable fighter on the 17th.
Okay. I wonder if they're gonna do any enhancements for it for like the PS5 and the new Xbox. Like some of the games that are current, if you play them on the new ones, you get like an upgrade. So I wonder if Mortal Kombat's gonna be one of those games. So you can see even more of the over the top fatalities. And this is coming from a kid who like ran to the arcade to go at least watch the first ones being played, couldn't believe it when I walked in and saw it. And I'm like, hey, it's a little too violent. Calm it down. And then I'm the old man.
And now you're like, oh, graphics of fans.
That's a little too much.
Yesterday I was in a lot of shock.
Went full circle.
All right. Save rigs, would you mind getting into these PS5 review?
Hi. Sure. I'll keep this one short and sweet. Wait, what did I just do with the article? I swear I just had it open. Here it is. Well, basically, Kotaku. For those of you that know or may not know, it's been a mess over there. And once one of the golden childs of gaming journalism, when that still meant something. Once one of the golden children of that era. Fast forward, they're a shadow of their former selves. Sometimes they're still Kotaku and they have Kotaku type stuff on there. And sometimes they do things like this, where one of the senior editors, I guess, no, he's a staff writer, Ian Walker. I'm not telling you anything that you couldn't know by just going and looking at the article. He wrote a review of the PlayStation 5, and in one of the entries, before we even get to like the juicy and salacious part, I'll have you know, as I was flipping through it, he had a thing in there about the frame rates, and he was like, I don't even know why people are complaining about. Here it is. Hang on, what did he say? Something about the frame rates, but like, I don't even know why the frame rates is always such a big deal. So if I'm being honest, I never understood the constant clamor for higher frame rates in video games. So that right there was just like, yikes.
That's just a funny statement.
Yeah, and you're a gaming journalist, so you just never played like half the games then, I guess.
I know you've always been really, very, very attentive to frame rates, but
Yes.
specifically, I know this hits you, but
yes.
you know,
well, here's the thing: if you're working as a games journalist, even if you subjectively like a 30 FPS experience more, like you have to know, like from a technical standpoint, it's blah blah blah. Anyway, we did it on that road. So you know the difference as a games journalist. So to say that you don't understand why people clamor for it, come on, like you understand. Even if you still prefer 30 and it doesn't really matter to you, you can still understand. Like anyway,
that's very true. Like I understand why people are attentive to it. I just personally.
Well, it depends. You wouldn't play Street Fighter if it was 30. You've never played Street Fighter at 30. It was 60 on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. You wouldn't play it if it was 30. You would, but it wouldn't be as it wouldn't be the same. And yeah, it wouldn't be the same game. Wouldn't be as zippy and fast paced. But basically, by the end of this review, which the rest of it was a pretty decent review. It was what you would expect from Kotaku, from PC Gamer, from any other outlet. But at the very end, he decided to get a little like political and wanted to drag like the real world events into it and say that maybe you shouldn't be hyped for something like this while lots of people are losing their jobs and which is fine and it's true. But you came here to read about a console review, and right at the very end, and this is long, it's about 3,000 words long, and right at the very end, like he puts this part in at the end talking about how a lot of people can't afford these, which is also true, but that goes for any console launch. The PlayStation 3, yeah, and the PlayStation 3 came out during the freaking housing bust, and those things still sold out.
And that was $600.
Yeah, in 2007 or whatever it was.
The launch was 2000. Oh, it was 600.
Yeah, which would be like $1,000 now.
Yes.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. Like this is true for all high products, but look at the Nvidia cards. Look at the probably the AMD cards. Look at the Xbox. Look at the Switch until very recently.
Yeah, with that logic, every luxury car sales sales shop should just stop. Be like, oh, expensive items. That's like
yeah, and all these people can't afford them, but they all still sell out anyway. So I thought that was interesting. I think I put a link to it on our Facebook if you want to go check that out. I don't know. Yeah. Just thought that was interesting. What do you guys think about all this? Like 3,000 word regular old review, and then all of a sudden, like you should feel bad for wanting this because COVID.
I mean, I don't know. It's whatever, right? It's a fucking console. Like people are gonna buy it. Shit's gonna happen. Like he's just salty, like that he feels like he has more morals than somebody else because he didn't buy it. Like get fucked.
Yeah. Like I'm not that hyped for it. Then why did they pick you to review it? The whole thing is just weird.
Yeah. Like,
and I have a sinking feeling this jerk's got a pair of like Off-Whites or some Yeezys. I could smell it.
Well,
they have Supreme box stickers on their laptop.
And part of what it is, I can understand this. He's probably had his hands on a PS4 for like a month now, so he's like used to it. It's his job, you know what I'm saying? So to him, it's not that big of a deal, and he hasn't really played anything like next gen. Like there's like a really cool game that comes with it, and maybe Spider-Man.
Sorry, you feel bad that you have to play the PlayStation 5. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I got my boy Nimodium there in the chat saying he's just sad he works for Kotaku.
Sick burn.
So maybe that's it. Yeah,
that's probably it. All right, let's get through a couple more of these topics because you know who else is probably salty right now? Marvel. Marvel.
No,
that they just
maybe not them. Square Enix for sure.
Oh, I say Square Enix is definitely gonna be the fall guy taking the most of this brunt, but Marvel has to be pissed that.
Well, here's the thing: Square Enix is the one that took the hit financially on this. So
I'm sure that. I mean, that's the thing. Marvel's not gonna take that big of a hit.
It's only their license. They already got paid for it.
Right? Like, Enix, they don't care. Square Enix is definitely the people who are getting hurt.
Yeah.
I just wonder if Marvel's a little salty that yet another video game title just kind of went down to shit.
with their name on it. No, because outside of the MCU, they don't care.
That's fair.
They don't really care.
Everything else is supplemental, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If at best, yeah.
Yeah, right. They don't really care. The name is still out there. Even losing money, they're still making money.
Yeah. It's like licensing. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You want Spider-Man, you want Fantastic Four, here you go, pay us.
So apparently, hit on this real quick. 63 million in loss for Square Enix with the release of Marvel's Avengers.
Derek, how much was the budget for Final Fantasy 15? Or what was the one with the boy band?
Oh,
was that 15?
I mean, I can't even. Let me see if London can pull that.
How long?
Up,
That game was in development for how long? That game's final budget was probably like what, like $100 million?
Mm-hmm.
That's very, very likely because you remember they launched that trailer with Final Fantasy 13. Final Fantasy 15 is supposed to be 13 Part 2.
Yeah.
It was Final Fantasy's 13 Verses.
Yeah. So I'm just bringing that all up to be. This game was huge. It took them years. They worked on it for like who knows how long? Like what 8-9 years. And that game was less expensive. Like,
put it this way: the game started development. Are you ready for this? In 2006.
2006,
and it got released.
So what's like conservatively the budget for that game ended up being about $100 million.
10 years?
Not including advertising. So for
easily 100,000.
Yeah. So Square Enix to lose, what was it, Skylar?
They lost $65 million.
$65 million in one quarter on that Avengers game.
Or 63 million technically.
Yikes.
Yeah, and the thing is, so this one tweet says that it implies that the game cost over 100 million to make, but only sold $3 million worth. Essentially.
No, that can't be possible.
That's what this one thinks.
It sold at least that many.
Only 3 million copies. Sorry, like 3 million copies sold.
3 million copies total.
Yeah.
Well, I do know we talked about on this show how the player base. I believe we talked about on the show previously how the player base on Steam had shrunk to like something ridiculous, like 2,000 players or less. There was more people playing Uno than was playing Marvel Avengers. Yeah.
That's so sad.
And
it's funny too because it's like I honestly like want to play the game at some point, but I just never had the want to actually pick it up and buy it.
Don't do it because you can beat the whole story in about 8 to 10 hours. It's glitchy. When I played the beta, it crashed and hard locked the desktop twice. This is the beta, trying to get me to be impressed with the game. It's just bad. It's got a cache store like built into it. It's just kind of redundant. The character design is just the worst. We've already railed on this show. The character design is just the worst. And inherently, unless you have the PlayStation version, every other platform that game on, that version should be less because you're inherently getting a less copy because Spider-Man, like the flagship character of Marvel, arguably is. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, with Louderbrow.
Captain America looks so bad.
It looks so bad.
Yeah.
Look at Iron Man. That looks terrible. How come the CG version of Iron Man looks better than the video game version? That should not be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the 2012 CG version of Iron Man looks better than a 2020 video game version of Iron Man. That should not be. So basically, so every other version of the game is inherently worth less. It should be $55 instead of $60 because you're not getting Spider-Man. That's like if they had a Justice League game and only the Xbox version had Superman, but they were all the same price. Like you wouldn't want to pay the same, you'd be like, this game is worth less because Superman's not even in this game and this is a Justice League game. You wouldn't even buy that game. You'd wait for it to hit sale probably. Like the only copy worth having would be the Xbox one. So yeah, it's pretty lame.
So it lost how much now?
63
yeah, that's pretty great.
mil.
That's still Jeremy Renner though, so that one's accurate.
Yeah.
So I went. London and I went and looked up about Final Fantasy 15, and obviously there was a big snafu, right? Final Fantasy 13 Versus was supposed to be a PlayStation 3 release, so it like skipped an entire console generation. It took a long time. They said the budget for 13 was 5 years, and roughly 30 million, and they're saying 15 had to be modestly twice that much. And that's once like you said, not counting the budget of Kingsglaive, not counting.
Which one was 13? Is that the one with lightning?
Yes,
Okay.
but Lightning that didn't have, like I said, the animated movie. It wasn't delayed nearly as long. I mean, the damn thing took 10 years. It was quite a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all.
Anyway.
Speaking of Avengers, though.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Avengers, what is the name of that Voodoo Ranger IPA specialty?
Isn't it Avenger?
I believe it is. Is the
Yeah.
Hop Avenger? Does anybody have a box of the Hop Avenger?
No, we don't.
No.
I haven't seen that since
Oh.
we used to be at the studio.
Ah,
What is it
okay.
called? Yeah, I don't think they have that one released right
Yeah,
now.
that might just be like a random rotating, like the Higher Plane IPA, which is currently on the shelves, and the Atomic Pumpkin.
Yeah. It's the
Specialty.
Avenger IPA. I remember that.
Avenger IPA.
Yeah.
Well,
Mm.
just poking that back in to say a big old thanks to the skull that be. I can't do this in mirror. This is so hard to do. What hand is this? Damn it.
Well, anyways, for our next little topic, thank you, Voodoo Ranger.
For sure.
So there has now been 9 minutes of Assassin's Creed Valhalla played on the Xbox X.
Wish this game would just hurry up and come out so people can play it and be bored with it in a week and just stop talking about it.
Yeah, no, right? That's like, it's so funny how many Assassin's Creed titles have come out, and it's like everyone's so fucking hyped. And then, yeah, like the week after it comes out, no one fucking talks about it.
Yeah,
It's
because
on
either the
sale
people
for, like,
that loved it beat it
20%.
in like a week, or everybody else like goes like, oh yeah, oh, it's another Assassin's Creed game. I've done
There's,
all
like,
this shit before.
you
I've jumped
pay
into a hay bale before.
You pay like $60 for a game that's like 4 years old still,
Yeah,
and another game's gonna come out in like 6 months.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, are they?
And
Is
they're all
it?
just
What do you
worse
think the
versions of
problem
The Witcher.
is?
Okay,
What was that?
here's
They're all just worse versions of The Witcher.
okay. Well, like okay, in my opinion, here's the problem.
Vanilla.
You have a fantastic story, a great like backdrop and setting and stuff, and they've been clever in introducing other games into that universe. Like for instance, the Watchdog games take place in that same universe. They should just stick with that theme. Maybe not release an Assassin's Creed game every other year or every year. Have the other games still kind of tell the story in their own offshot way that does that. Even though it doesn't cross directly with it, it still takes place in that world, and you can kind of piece things together. So instead of releasing an Assassin's Creed game every year, every other year, do it like every 3 years. So like it actually is an event when one comes out. It's not buggy. There's actually content in it. You're not just doing fetch quests and pointing at stuff on a map. And
There
going
was
here and doing
people
that.
actually, suspenseful for the release of it.
Yeah.
like
so
for example, like Metal Gear Solid. When a Metal Gear Solid game drops, people have been waiting for a bit, and they're
you
like,
know why? And also
"Oh."
because at the very least there was at least like a 3-4 year gap in between them. At the very least, when
This
Metal
is
Gear
like
Solid.
the opposite working structure of Call of Duty.
I agree with you, Ben. Black Flag is the best one. Yeah. So to me, here's what you do: you tie in a third franchise with it. They take place in the same world. They could have nothing to do with each other, but they're in the same world, and they'll put little Easter eggs and stuff in there for you if that's what you want. And if not, you can just play the game and it's fine. So take Watch Dogs, take Assassin's Creed, and take a third game. Have them in the same world, and then just rotate them. And every 3 years, you have one of those new games, and it's a big event every time one comes out because they are connected. But if you don't care, you can just play them for what they are. So yeah,
Yeah,
they should just do that.
There's been a game basically every single year since it came out.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and then that 1 year they took a break. They were like, "Well, we heard you. We're gonna take a break," so they didn't release one the next year. And everybody was like,
And
"You know,
they
it's kind of nice
released
not
two
having
a
an
year.
Yeah." And then they're like, "You know what? It's kind of nice to like not have an Assassin's Creed." And then like the second, like the day of that second year, they were like, "Here's a new Assassin's Creed game," and they announced it and everything. You're just like,
They're just jamming it down your throat. Like,
calm
come
down.
on.
Yeah.
And then they've done one a year since then.
It seems like they're trying, like I said, they're trying to go over the Madden
That's
or
the thing.
Call of Duty method of just having content regularly at the full ticket price. But
Yeah.
those are multiplayer, like online games, and
Yeah.
there's a reason. No, I'm talking about
Well, that's the thing is
Madden,
they're just going
Call
off
of
the same platform over and over again. So
Yeah.
they figured out a way to make it cheap and then just keep pumping them
Pumping
out
it
and
out.
get money.
Yeah.
Because if you could forever keep the game at $60 because you're keeping one out every fucking year.
Yeah. So why don't you just, since you have that engine down right now, why don't you just take that, make a completely new IP that's still tangentially attached to it? You're not doing assassin stuff, but like you'll find a little billboard with like a little assassin thing on it. And you're like, oh wait, this is the same world. All right, cool. And you go on and play the rest of the whole game. So it could
How
be
would you
something
feel?
completely different.
How would you feel about just the game, the core game of Assassin's Creed, coming out every 3 years instead of every year, with just better DLC, like more engaging,
I see what
even
you're
like
saying.
create modes.
I see
You
what you're
know,
saying.
like
so you have one that has
Like-
legs and it can last for 3 years until the next one, and then the next
yeah,
one
because
has legs that'll last. So even if you're not interested in those other two games that may or may not be connected, you can still play that original Assassin's Creed, and it's got like a map mode and a da mode and an online mode and an asset creation mode and a mod mode and all that stuff, right?
yeah, like Resident Evil does that.
Yeah,
You know, the aforementioned Final Fantasy.
yeah.
You know, as much as they lost money, like Final Fantasy 15, the version they have right now. We talked about this last week. The version they have right now, the Royal Edition, has so much extra gameplay, like so much.
Same thing with GTA. The game just
Yeah.
goes on forever.
You know, there's a way to go about it, because I think like annual releases is not the way to go. I
No.
don't think there's no hype.
Not
There's no
in
hype.
this day and age. Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it can work for some brands, you know, like Madden,
sports
like
game.
Call of
And
Duty.
you know what? It doesn't even work for Madden anymore. We got to touch on this real quick. I'm not trying to sidetrack anything, but I had to point this out. And I didn't write it down. I didn't put it in the thing, but I have to point this out because I wanted to see you guys' faces. So, Madden, the new version of Madden, it's a trash fire. Madden's been a dumpster fire since 2009. Let's just be honest, at least 2009. So the latest version, it's actually starting to pick up tread. It's actually people are starting to finally catch on that Madden's a garbage fire. You have NFL players, when asked about their rating, they straight up say, "Oh, I don't play Madden. That game is trash." That's happened a couple times this season in locker rooms and in press conferences. So basically, there was a update which was going to fix another issue. It fixed the issue, but it broke the login, so people couldn't even log into Madden to play in the online mode and to play the Ultimate Team and stuff like that. So they came out with a fix for it, and guess what the fix entails? On the Xbox, on the PC, and on one other platform, it's fine. You have to do this other thing. But on the PlayStation, they're telling you to uninstall the game and reinstall it. Like,
Of course.
for a game that they want you to install and spend money on, it's pretty funny that the fix is to uninstall it. I just had to point that out. I thought that was weird. And I was like, there's going to be a pretty decent chunk of people that are just going to uninstall it and just not reinstall it again.
Yep. I'd probably be one of those people.
Yeah. So to me, that's just like another little chunk, like chipping away at Madden. The NFL started to take notice that people aren't happy with the only simulation game being a pile of shit. So this is another little chunk being taken out. So I had to point that out to you guys.
You're saying we need 2K.
They wouldn't really necessarily do any better, but it would be good to have the competition for sure. Yes.
All right. Let's hop into our next topic for a little bit. Lavin Brown, you want to cover this PS5 being sent to media outlets?
Sure. And you know what the funny thing about this is?
So
Such as would happen with just the way video game companies work. This is from GamesRadar.com, but the second paragraph reports Giant Bomb talking about it. So Giant Bomb reports through Games Radar that the stuff's already getting sent out to media outlets early. And I'm trying to think of the last couple consoles and like how much I was paying attention to who got things early. I know only during one console launch I was actually in the gaming industry, and that was 2007, 2006, and we had PlayStation 3 dev kits. But we weren't so, I mean, I hang out with a pretty modest group of gamers. Everybody was kind of feeling it out, and not a lot of friends buying it at launch. Everybody kind of waited for that first gen, and then when the smoke clears, they buy something. So, but it seems like there's a lot of hype around this one though, because so many. I mean, it might have something to do with everybody locked up inside with something they want, like needing to do. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think I don't know. I think it's fed into like the whole thing in our society where things are getting like more divisive, like the haves and the have-nots, and I think it's coming to a point where it just spills over into everything. So it's always kind of been like that. We're like, hey, it's not fair. How come the journalists and stuff get it to like, hey, it's not fair. I'm gonna punch you in the face and take your PlayStation 5 type. You know, it's like, yeah. So I think that's partially it too. People falling on a hard time. I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. Maybe that Kotaku writer was right. You know, maybe we should. Yeah, I think it's just more of like a divisive kind of dividey type thing, in my opinion. So I think it gets a little bit more heated probably than it used to.
I think that's a little absurd. That'd be like complaining that film critics get to go to movie premieres and
But that's the thing though. Nobody cares about movies really right now, so it's not really a hot topic thing.
sure, but people do, or they did in the past, and this is just more of the same. What, you're gonna just have people blindly buy stuff without having their tried and true review sources talk about it?
True.
I mean, what I'm honestly asking what the opposition's argument is for this. To not give media companies PS5s? That
No.
sounds nuts.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: it's right now with the graphics card situation. We've covered it here on the show. The new Nvidia cards selling out before people could even lay their hands on it, and every single reviewer has one. We can even roll it all the way back to Fallout 76 and the whole canvas bag fiasco. When they, the whole thing when they gave the people the plastic bags, turns out they did, and then Bethesda was like, "Oh, we ran out of canvas," but then they found out that they gave canvas bags to all the reviewers and all the influencers. So it's just kind of, I think it's that like building on top of itself at this point. There's been multiple instances of things like this kind of happening before, and it's not so much that reviewers shouldn't get it, and it makes sense they do, but I think the sentiment. I think this just like snowballs into that whole feeling, and which is why you might see people like overreacting to stuff. So
I am all for it. For us that have been to many video game conventions, we know what that's like. There's a different badge. There's media gets in an hour early. Like,
yeah,
anybody that gets their feelings hurt by that, I don't know, try harder, get in the industry, dork.
yeah,
Get good.
yeah,
If you were a pro, you'd have that
Correct.
too. If you were, part of a company or media company, if you were actually doing something aside from reacting to other people creating
yeah. I just
and
think
making content, people are just mad
they're
about. They want to
they're
be
just
mad
upset.
about something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but also it was kind of irritating because I wasn't looking to buy those graphics cards, but I have a friend who legitimately needed one. His graphics card was dying. He actually had to get an upgrade. It didn't make any sense to buy a current card. So he was looking to get one of the new Nvidia cards, and that was just a fiasco. Like it went from being notifying me to out of stock instantly. Like nobody had a chance at those things. But then you turn on YouTube and there's 80,000 reviews from 80,000 different channels, and it's like I couldn't get one of those cards. I have money right here. Like why did this channel with like 200 subs get one? You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on here?
Yeah, there's definitely something to say about it being gamed in that sense. But at the same time, your friend didn't. Your friend, if someone's livelihood and income was tethered to having that video card, I feel like that was like a business move. And unless your friend or said people are independent contractors that are creators and desire that card to make their money.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't call it a need. Like clean water in Flint, Michigan's a need.
Yeah,
But,
for sure. Oh,
they really, yeah.
Kotaku was right. Kotaku was right, loud and proud. Like we're not getting on.
But I'm saying, get a different card. AMD. There you go. I mean, not AMD. Get the Nvidia.
Well, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
they're
We'll
not
know in a couple days because those AMD cards come out, and probably the same thing's going to happen all over again. This time they're saying it's going to be even harder because those are really good for mining, and all the miners are going to buy those shits up. So it's going to be 2016 all over again when we talked about this way back then. So yeah.
All right, let's get on to our next topic. So, for those of you who don't know, League of Legends is trying to come out with their own mobile game called Wild Rift.
Jesus Christ.
And it was initial release was for October 27th, but it got pushed due to due to COVID, and they don't think it's going to release in 2020.
Oh
Probably.
no! Whatever will poor
I
Tencent
know.
do? Oh
I know.
God! Somebody
I
think of
know.
Tencent.
It does like make me laugh because me and some friends were talking about it the other day, and we were like, "What if?" Like, cause obviously it's gonna be on its own server, right? But like, what if it wasn't, and they tried to like bump up player rating by like fusing mobile and, PC together? It'd be a fucking massacre.
Yeah, it would.
Like, I can
It
only
would.
imagine someone, because someone like asked me that as like a legitimate question, and I just started laughing because like that'd be so hilarious if someone on mobile tried to lay it against me on PC. I would fucking wreck them.
How much you want to bet though? There's some kid in Taiwan or China or something that would like melt all of you on a
I
freaking Samsung tablet or something.
yeah. I'm, if it was to happen, that would be hilarious. But I just don't see it way as possible. But
Yeah.
it could be. But to answer more of that question though, is they started coming out with their own champions, basically, like for the Rift. It's the same champions, but they're kind of coming out with a new spotlight for it and showing them being played in the actual game.
That's
So
Stotts. What are you talking about? A 6080 XT? Those aren't the right numbers. Get all your alphanumeric graphics card stuff.
that
Get it right. It's a 6800 XT. How dare you?
or the 6900 XT.
Yeah,
Nice.
All right, let's talk about these graphics cards a little bit because I've been going on about this for quite a while with my coworkers, so I might as well bring it up here.
What's up?
So I feel like this is going to be the classic debate, right? 3080 versus 6900 XT.
It's a moot argument though because nobody has them.
Well, exactly. So it is a mute argument either way, but we do have numbers that look very modest for AMD. It doesn't seem like they're trying to, say like, "Oh, look how amazing we are." Like they're like, "We're better at 1440p. The 3080 is a little better at 4K." But I'm still kind of personally leaning towards the 3080. Like, let's just say in a perfect world where you could buy both of them. I feel like I would still lean towards the 3080 just because of the fact of ray tracing.
Here's the thing. Well, that's the other thing. That's a major point you just brought up. We don't know the ray tracing performance yet
Exactly.
of the AMD cards, but based on what we've seen in the consoles, it should be very impressive because the ray tracing we're seeing in the consoles and they're still maintaining really good performance, 60 FPS and above. All I ever asked for in a console. Pretty much every console before this generation was 60 FPS, and includes the PS. No, not the PS3 and the 360, but the GameCube for sure, the PlayStation, everything before that, all 60. But the ray tracing is looking really nice, so I'm not really too worried about that. The other thing is, and this is the major point when you're talking anything AMD, except for their CPUs, but the GPUs every time, the drivers. AMD before it used to just be a CPU maker. There was another third company called ATI. They're out of Canada. They were the competitors to Nvidia and Rage and whoever else was making graphics cards back then, 3DFX. And AMD bought ATI, and ATI became AMD Radeon Graphics. That's actually where Radeon comes from. That's actually where SLI, the process of linking two graphics cards, come from. That's an ATI term. But I say all that to say this: I owned a few ATI cards back in the day, and the drivers were garbage, and they would fail on you, and they would kill your card long before your card would still be viable, still be playing games great, but the driver support would dry up, or the drivers would just be unstable and buggy and not even worth it. I also bought a graphics card. This was like 2002, 2003. I bought an ATI graphics card right before they got bought by AMD. That was terrible. Great card, graphics were awful.
So are you trying to say that this is a thing that could happen now?
Yes, because still to this day, their drivers and their driver suite and their feature set, it's not the best. It's not the best. Nvidia seems to have their act together with their drivers. They're not flawless, but they seem to have their act together with them. AMD's all over the place. There's different ones for different cards. They're unstable. They're here and there. So if they get the drivers right, that could be major for these cards. Then I would suggest one of those to you. But until I see that gets fixed, it's still kind of NVIDIA by default. Sad to say.
Yeah. And it sucks too because I do game on 1440p and I do like AMD, so I'm very interested in the 6900 XT, but the rumor
That'd be
that
kill though. Like that'd be overkill though for 1440p. You'd more want that 6800 XT because that's like 1440p beast. You can
Yeah.
kill 1440p, but then
well, that's what they were saying though. The 6900 XT is supposed to be slightly better at 1440p than the 3080 is.
yeah, but most of that card's gonna be falling asleep at 1440p. That card's
Yeah.
made for 4K.
No, I do agree.
Yeah,
I
it's gonna be a waste of. It's gonna be like getting like a 12-cylinder engine, and you're only using like four cylinders out of it.
Hey man, I'm still using that high refresh rate and everything. We're good. We're good.
Your card's gonna go nappy nap when you're playing League of Legends.
Oh yeah, well I'm playing League for sure, but I've been grinding quite a bit of Borderlands and what is it? What else?
That is true. That card should be able to brute force its way through
Baldur's
Borderlands.
Gate.
Baldur's Gate, yeah.
Well,
Baldur's
he
Gate.
said what else, and I was suggesting.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Baldur's Gate and then also Doom Eternal, which
Are we forgetting Cyberpunk as well? You're gonna need some brute
that's
force
the
for
thing.
that
Is
too.
so that is the thing is the reason why this
Never
has been a
comes out.
topic I've been bringing up to a lot of random people and friends is because random people on the street, which card are you gonna buy? Is because
I hate that. I hate when they just ask me on the street.
when they just run at you. And but the thing is for Cyberpunk, right? Because I have a 1080, but it is a 1080 mini, and it struggles.
You'll be fine.
It struggles with like longevity of play, right? Like if I'm playing for several hours, it starts to throttle and it starts to have a little bit of a hard time. I definitely noticed that with Doom Eternal while I had like the League client up and I was watching YouTube channels.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when 2077 comes out in 2025,
2020.
I think you should be
2077.
ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So,
might
yeah.
be ready for it.
So it's just kind of what I've been throwing out there, right? So for your Cyberpunk upgrade, are you going to go AMD or NVIDIA? I might go NVIDIA. I mean, I might go AMD if I'm able to purchase the card. That could be a deciding factor.
It's all up to the bots and the miners.
Decision 2020.
What are you able to buy and how fast could you buy it?
Yep.
Is that a closing statement?
Or can you buy it
All
at
Might
all?
Sky.
Yes.
Yeah, see, Scholar, I'm looking right here. The recommended graphics for Cyberpunk is a 1060
Yeah,
Or-
of course it's a 1060. They level everything on a 1060.
or an R9
fuck-
Fury. The R9 Fury is a Hall of Fame graphics card. That thing is still kicking around, and that's like 6, 7, 8 years old now, and it's still hanging in there. That's ridiculous. But anyway,
They
Did
just
you-
put 1060 in there so people will buy it.
Did you just see that Matt Stott says he can play Baldur's Gate on Windows 7?
nuh-uh.
I don't think you need much, right? Like I don't think you need that much to play Baldur's Gate, right?
Oh,
Wait, he didn't say he was playing Baldur's Gate 3, just put it out there.
fair.
But anyways,
Call him out.
but anyways, let's get into some of these closing statements here. So we are brought to you by the great, the luxurious, the silky smooth Voodoo Ranger IPA series. Please go to your local grocery store and purchase some Voodoo Ranger IPA with its delicious, mouth-watering aroma of fragrancy and orgasmic flavor.
Are you ASMRing us right now?
Yes.
Good lord.
I know. I was just gonna throw in as many explanations there as I could. But anyways, thank you, Voodoo Ranger, for sponsoring our podcast. We greatly appreciate it. We thank you for all that you do and keeping us hydrated with your delicious beer. We're also brought to you by the Soundcasting Network. And now that we got those out of the way, what is everyone's closing statements? Let's start with the loudest and the brownest.
Maniacs, my closing statement is to make sure you like, subscribe, and share. We're on Instagram and Twitter at salt_tierpod. We have a YouTube channel where things get updated because it's not the easiest to find our videos on the Facebook, but YouTube channel is nice and quick and easy. Share with your friends. Game easy. Skip the consoles. Skip the cars. Just game PC and wait for the new year. Just
Oh,
wait
that's
for the new
nice.
year. Seriously.
yeah,
I don't
right.
think anything's going to get settled until production hits an equilibrium or some sort of consistency. At me at Loud and Brown. Once again, I'm Gross Steph for the PH on PlayStation and Steam. One love. I will send that over to the Sage's Bell.
Hello, it's me.
Howdy.
Closing statement. If you have Smash Bros. And you like Among Us, there's a mod where you can have Among Us characters on Smash Brothers.
Is this on the Switch?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's a real
Yeah.
mod, or did someone like hack it?
It just says this modder is known for their work on Smash Bros. Ultimate and recently added a mod that introduces the crewmate from very popular Among Us, so you can add new character.
You know what? Honestly, that doesn't like. I could see this being official one day. Since they just put in Minecraft Steve, so it's open now.
Yeah.
It's got
It-
Sonic and Pac-Man in it. I mean, you can put whatever in it now.
The mod looks really silly because it's not quite round on the under portion of the belly, so it's like fuzzy in, in that region.
I like to see like the murder move in Smash Brothers, like shit, and just like Mario falls over with just like a bone sticking out. That'd be awesome.
Watch me Thursday night, 7 p.m. twitch.tv/SageBell, where I co-stream with usually Rogue Dragon TV, but also Matt Stotts will be the random voice from Beyond. And those are my statements.
Nice.
Follow me on things. Search SageBell. Get it.
Get
Yes,
it.
Nemo DM.
I still love like how long ago it was when it was like you were streaming something and I finally subscribed and you just like freaked out midstream because you're like you're just now subscribed. Whoops.
You're finally following me?
Well, to be fair, I only used Twitch or like streaming services to watch Salty Bet, and that was it.
It's fair.
I fucking loved Salty Bet there for a
Of
while.
course you did, because it's got the word salt in it.
I was up like $45,000 or something like that in that game.
Mm.
I was high rolling it. But anyways, the Sabres, you please give us your closing statements, good sir.
Yes, not a problem. Thanks for joining us here. First of all, it's good to be seen. It's good to hear from all of you from our usuals. We got Matt Stotts down there. We got my boy Nimodium. That's who I've been playing co-op Stellaris with. He and I have beat that game several times and exploited the AI. We're to the point where we're playing as the Borg. We play together and we just turn all the AI into us because the AI is too stupid to exist. So we just override it and turn it all into us. That's the only way to save it from the universe. We're the good guys. Be safe this week. If you're planning to go out and get your consoles, I'm going to try to procure a Series S and a PlayStation 5. So wish me luck on both of those endeavors. I will probably.
Did you tell him who you're messing with? Did you tell him?
No.
Do you know who I am? I'm a host on the Salt Tier podcast.
I should. I have a card and everything. Like maybe they'll
I don't. Doesn't Keith need to like get us PlayStation 5?
I know. Where's ours?
Where's our media coverage?
Yeah, so we can write articles like Kotaku and be like, get over
Where's
it
your
because we've had
streaming?
ours for a month and we're bored. Get over it.
They all requested shirtless pictures of Skylar to get those PS5s.
Let's do it.
He'll
I
do
was
it.
about to say.
I'll go shirtless right now if it means I get a PS5 on Thursday. I don't have to get it right now. I can take it on Thursday. So yes, wish us all luck on that. Hit us up on the Steam group to play all the games that we do play on Steam, especially Stellaris. We're looking for more, at least 2 or 3 other people who have 4 or 5 hours at a time at 2 a.m. to play. So if that sounds like you, hit us up on the Steam group. It's the Saltier Podcast, and I will kick it down to Skylar to take us out of here.
Oh, thank you. So this has been All Might Skylar. You can find me on Instagram at Skylar's Back at It. You can find me on Steam at Skylar or All Might Space Skylar. Sorry, one full word. You can find me doing my modeling, like my super sexiness on my Instagram.
For your PS5.
Oh, for my PS5. And everyone's cross-dressing. I'm over here dressing up. See, you're doing it the wrong direction.
You could do both.
Well, here we go, Keith. I got you a picture.
got
But
one.
but anyways, but my closing statement is to stay salty, my friends. Don't forget to rain the salt down every once in a while. Don't let your enemies forget who they're playing against. All right. Don't forget to rain that salt a little bit. Let them know.
You play too much League of Legends.
I do play too much League of Legends. Oh man, there's no better feeling than just like shitting on someone in lane in League of Legends and then just taking over the game. But anyways, my closing statement is that just stay inside and play video games. It's getting colder out there, guys. COVID is still a thing. It's only going to keep getting worse. Stay inside, support your local restaurant still with gift cards and ordering and then just picking it up on your own.
But if you have a chance to get a new Xbox or PlayStation 5, you take it, all right? That's coming from the savings. You pounce on it. Like, be safe out there. Leave each other alone. Like, keep your distance. Don't be a dick. But if you have a chance to get one, you take it.
Yes. But thank you all for watching. This has been the Saltier Podcast brought to you by the Soundcasting Network. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next week. We love you all. We're out.
All right.